Most people think being available makes them kind, reliable, easy to love. But what if I told you it's doing the opposite? Slowly draining your value, your presence, and your power. Right now, there are people in your life who don't respect you. Not because you're a bad person, but because you're always there. Always replying, always saying yes, always bending. And in a world that quietly rewards scarcity, you've made yourself unlimited. That's not strength, that's exposure. And exposure without boundaries gets exploited. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see why the ancient Stoics believed your availability could be your greatest weakness, and how reclaiming it might be the most powerful move you ever make. There's a brutal truth that no one likes to admit. People value what they have to earn, not what's handed to them endlessly. Think about it. The moment you become predictable, instantly reachable, constantly accommodating, you remove all tension, all mystery, all challenge. And without those things, human psychology does something dangerous. It downgrades you, not consciously, but automatically. The Stoics understood this long before smartphones existed. Seneca said, "Nothing is ours except time." And yet most people give their time away like it's worthless, replying instantly, dropping plans, saying yes out of guilt. You're not being kind. You're being careless with the only resource you can never get back. Picture this. You message someone, and they reply instantly, every single time, no matter what. At first it feels good, but after a while, you stop noticing it. It becomes expected, normal. Now flip it. Someone who replies when they choose, who clearly has priorities, who isn't always available. You start to value their attention more. You respect their time. You feel like you earned that interaction. This isn't manipulation. This is human nature. Scarcity creates perceived value. The Stoics didn't chase attention. They controlled their energy. That's the difference. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. A lot of people hide behind, "I'm just a nice person." But being nice without boundaries isn't virtue. It's fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of conflict. Fear of not being liked. Epictetus taught that if you want to improve, you must be willing to be seen as foolish or selfish by others. That hits hard because the moment you stop being overly available, some people will question you. They'll say you've changed. They'll feel entitled to the old version of you. But that version of you was easier to control, not stronger. Here's a quick reality check. If you disappeared for a week, how many people would genuinely worry? Versus how many would just wait until you came back and expect the same access? That answer tells you everything. Because real respect doesn't come from how much you give. It comes from how much you're willing to protect. Drop a comment right now if you've ever felt drained from always being on for people. And be honest. Because this is where most people realize they've been overgiving to the wrong places. Let's go deeper. The Stoics believed in something called self-governance, the idea that you are responsible for your time, your energy, and your attention, not other people, not their expectations, not their reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. But if your phone controls your reactions, if notifications dictate your mood, if other people's demands shape your day, then you don't have power. You have dependency." Modern life has made this worse. Studies show the average person checks their phone over 90 times a day. Think about that. 90 interruptions, 90 moments where your focus is broken, your presence diluted, your control weakened. And every time you instantly respond, you train people to expect it again. You're not just being available. You're conditioning your own lack of boundaries. Now here's the shift. Being less available isn't about playing games. It's about becoming intentional. There's a difference. Intentional people choose when they engage. They don't react instantly. They don't over-explain. They don't apologize for having priorities. They move with clarity. And that clarity is magnetic. Let me tell you a short story. There was a man who always said yes. Work asked for extra hours. He agreed. Friends needed favors. He showed up. Messages came in. He replied immediately. He thought this made him dependable. But over time, something changed. People stopped thanking him. They started expecting him. His time wasn't appreciated. It was assumed. One day he stopped. Not completely, just enough. He delayed replies. He declined things that didn't align. He protected his time. And suddenly, people respected him more, not less, because he finally respected himself. If that hits, leave a like. Seriously, it helps push this message to people who need to hear it. And trust me, most people do. Here's the part most people miss. When you're always available, you don't just lose value to others. You lose value to yourself. You stop focusing deeply. You stop building things that matter. You live in reaction mode. And reaction mode is where potential dies quietly. Around halfway through this video, I need to be direct with you. If you're watching this and something is clicking, you already know this isn't like the usual surface-level advice. This is about real control, real discipline, the kind most people avoid. So if you want more of this, and you don't want to fall back into old patterns, subscribe right now and join this community. We're pushing for 2,000 subscribers, and the truth is, the people who are here early, they're the ones who actually apply this. If you stay on the outside, you'll miss the shift. Simple as that. Now let's sharpen this further. There's a concept in psychology called the availability heuristic. The more something is present, the less special it feels. The more rare it is, the more attention it commands. This applies to your time, your words, even your presence. When you speak less, people listen more. When you show up less, people notice more. Again, not as a tactic, but as a byproduct of having a life that isn't centered around constant access. The Stoics practiced restraint daily, not because they wanted to isolate themselves, but because they understood that discipline creates freedom. If you can't say no, your yes means nothing. If you're always reachable, your presence means nothing. Value is created through limitation. Here's something practical. Start small. Don't reply instantly. Give yourself space, not to manipulate, but to think. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy right now? You'll be surprised how often the answer is no. And that's where your power starts returning. Another thing, stop over-explaining. You don't owe everyone a detailed reason for your boundaries. The more you explain, the more you invite negotiation. A simple, calm, "I can't make that," is enough. Strength is quiet. Weakness tries to justify itself and expect resistance. People who benefited from your constant availability will feel the shift. That's normal. Let them, because the people who respect you will adapt. The ones who don't were never respecting you to begin with. There's also a deeper layer here. Being constantly available often means you're avoiding something. Your own goals, your own discomfort. It's easier to respond to messages than it is to sit down and build something meaningful. So ask yourself honestly, are you busy or are you just distracted? Seneca said, while we are postponing, life speeds by. And that's the real danger. Not that people take advantage of your time, but that you waste it willingly. Imagine a version of you who isn't constantly checking their phone, who isn't jumping at every notification, who chooses when to engage, who has standards. That version of you moves differently, thinks clearly, attracts respect without asking for it. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming selective. There's a massive difference. You can still be kind, still be supportive, but now it's on your terms, not theirs. Before we wrap this up, I want you to do something simple. Think of one area in your life where you've been too available, just one, and decide right now what boundary you're going to set. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Drop it in the comments if you're serious. I read them, and more importantly, it makes it real. Because at the end of the day, this comes down to one thing: self-respect. Not the kind you talk about, the kind you demonstrate. Quietly, consistently, without needing approval. And here's the final thought. The world doesn't reward you for being endlessly available. It rewards you for being valuable. And value comes from control. Control of your time, your energy, your attention. So stop giving it away so easily. Protect it. Build with it. And watch how everything changes.